Hello dear friends, this is our first video of intermediate level, and if you're interested in learning English, subscribe to YouTube channel and join into the Telegram channel and like the Facebook page English Learning SJA. In this video we will study the tenses, but before we study the tense we will study the verb. What is a verb? Look at the word verb. Verb is a word which shows a state or action. Verb is a word which shows a state or action. For example, Ali is walking on the street. This is action. What Ali is doing? Ali is walking on the street. She is a teacher. In this example, the word is a verb or shows a state. But the most important thing is that in English language, the verb is divided into two parts. What is main verb? And the other one is auxiliary verb. What is main verb? The main verb is a verb which has a complete meaning and it can stand alone. For example, look at these examples. Muhammad is a driver. Zahra is a doctor. They are teachers. Kamal drives the car. In these all sentences, the verb is in main form. Is, are, and drives. They are the main verbs of the sentences. But what is auxiliary verbs? The auxiliary verbs, they are those verbs which are used to form the tenses. For example, present tense, simple past tense, present continuous tense, past perfect tense, present perfect tense, and etc. And also auxiliary verbs, auxiliary verb or auxiliary verbs. They are divided into two parts: principal auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. What is principal auxiliaries? They are as, am, are, has, have, had, was, were, do, does, that. They don't. When we see how we can know that this is auxiliary in the sentences. In case that they don't have meaning, they are auxiliary and they are principal auxiliary. Look at these examples. Abbas is driving the car. Abbas is driving the car. In this sentences, the word is, it does not have any meaning, and it shows that this sentences as in this sentence is a present continuous tense. Another example: I have studied my lessons. I have studied my lessons. The word have does not have any meaning, but it shows that this sentence is in present perfect tense. He was washing his car. In this sentence, he was washing his car. The word was shows for us that this sentence is in present perfect tense and it does not have any meaning. Modal auxiliaries. There are can, could, may, might, shall, will, should, would, must. The word can shows a present ability. For example, I can speak English. I can drive the car. She can teach mathematics to the students. For example, another example, and they can drive the car. And this was the example of can. And could is the past form of the can. I could write very good. What is may and might? They shows a possibility or probability. For example, I may live here tomorrow. Shall and will shows an action which will take place in the future. For example, I will meet you tomorrow. Should and would is the past form of shall and will. And must shows the strongest obligation or an instruction. For example, we must build our country. We must improve our knowledge. This was the example of modal auxiliaries. So keep in mind these verbs and these structures and try to take notes, and don't forget the definition of verb. It is not important to memorize the definition of verb, but it is important to know the concept of the verb. Whenever you see an example, you can identify or you can determine the verb on that sentences. Now we study simple present tense. Before that, one thing that you should know In English language, the verb has three forms. The first form is the base form of the verb, which we use it in the simple present tense. The second form of a verb is the past form of the verb, which we use in simple past tense. And the third form of the verb, it is a form of the verb which we use it in all perfect tenses. What is simple present tense? There are different definitions for this tense, and actually this is a simple and this is a very easy tense in English language. The definition is like this: it shows an action which happens at the present time. The main verb is this tense is the first form, the base form of the verb without any changes. The helping verb, actually, the helping verb, or those verbs that don't have meaning, and we use them to form the negative and question form of the sentences. And in this sentence, in this tense, the helping verb or do or does. Look at the structures. At first, teacher writes a letter. Just an example. Teacher writes a letter. Ali drives the car. We watch the TV. She goes to school. The structure is very easy. Subject plus verb plus object or complement. The negative form is subject plus do or does plus not plus verb plus object or complement. The question form, subject, the question or interrogative form, subject do or does plus subject plus verb plus object or complement. The negative interrogative form, do or does plus subject plus not plus verb plus object or complement. The negative interrogative form, do or does plus not plus subject plus verb plus object or complement. Look at these examples. Look at this example. Shafi teaches English. This is in this structure. Shafi, subject, teaches, verb, English, object. Why we don't say teach? Why we say teaches? Because in simple present tense, the pronouns, the subject pronouns he, she, it, verbs will take s and es with these subjects. And this is the rule. Shafi does not teach English. This is the negative structure. Shafi does not teach English. Does Shafi teach English? And this is the interrogative. Does plus subject plus verb plus complement or object. Does Shafi not teach English? Does not Shafi teach English? Another definition for simple present tense is this, that simple present tense shows daily activities. For example, Idris goes to school every day. I go to university every day. Laila drinks milk every morning. Another definition is this, that simple present tense shows general fact. Allah is one, the snow is white. These are general facts. There are many and there are several definitions for simple present tense. But the thing that is important is the concept of the simple present tense. We don't need to memorize the definition of the old definitions, but we need to know how to use simple present tense. Try to use it in examples. Try to use it practically. So, what is your homework? Your homework is that you have to write 5 sentences for simple present tense and change it to negative, interrogative, and negative interrogative forms. And write it in a piece of paper, take photos, and send to me. This was the first lesson. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you like it. If you want to watch more videos, and if you want to learn English, so subscribe the channel and wait for new videos. Thank you for watching. Have a good time.